Hi there, it's Andrea from Staying Focused Coaching and welcome to the second session of Achieving a Healthier Busy. So glad that you could be here with me today. Now over the next 10 minutes or so we're going to break down your 12-month goals that you established in the last session into real bite-sizable 90-day chunks. And we're going to work through these actions that are going to be required to achieve the 90 days and also any potential roadblocks over the next 90 days. However, before we launch into this session, let's just review why you're here today. Now, it's probably because you're always running out of time and you want to be able to have time for the right tasks. And you're probably really frustrated about having back-to-back meetings, but you want to get some time to plan between those meetings and maybe even have a lunch break or two throughout the week. Now, if that sounds like you're absolutely in the right place. And finally, you're frustrated for having no time for planning and sick of being reactionary and want to be able to have time to plan, whether it's planning for your business and work, or planning for your next holiday, or even planning your next career move. You're absolutely in the right place here today. Now, as we're about to kick off this second session, there are a few things that I need you to do to get the most value out of it. First is make sure there's no distractions. Turn off your mobile phone, email, anything that's going to distract you over the next 10 minutes. Secondly, be prepared to make some tough decisions and really think about some things that are happening in your life, because no one said this is going to be easy. So okay, let's get into this session. And it's great that we're able to set the goals and articulate how you'd like your life to be in 12 months' time. But we need to make sure that what we do every day, every week, every month is about getting us closer to achieving our goals. And today, we are going to focus on what we need to do in the next 90 days to achieve our goals. Because there is just so many distractions and other things to do that it's very easy to get distracted and lose sight of our 12-month goals. And in doing so, what happens is that at the end of the year, you've actually not achieved what you'd hoped to get out of it. You know, we've only got one life, so let's get the most out of it. You know, every day is a very important day to achieve as much as we can actually do, and that's where we've got to make sure we get rid of the noise and get rid of the distractions. And I work a lot with my clients about how we do that. But importantly, how do they plan for the year and get those goals happening? How they plan the next 90 days, how they plan the week, and how they plan even tomorrow. To make sure that they're moving forward and that they know that they're adding value and feeling valued. Now we cover off a lot in this video, and this video is like the tip of the iceberg for time management. But we're absolutely going to cover off enough basics for you to achieve a healthier busy. So in the last session, you looked at the last 12 months and we worked on a story that you're going to be able to tell me that you've actually achieved over the next 12 months. So there's a whole lot of achievements, maybe one or two setbacks. And from that, you set yourself 3 really important goals that you want to have achieved. By achieving those 3 goals, remember, everything else makes things possible within part of your life story. Now, with these 3 goals, I want you to reflect on what do you have to do to make these to come to life. Okay, so we're going to need to make these really, really specific, these goals, because you want to be able to make them come to life. And you want to be able to, you've got to chuck some emotion behind them. Some real oomph about you. Now, I'm going to give you an example. And it's a goal that I've got for myself. And it's about I want to be able to run 5 kilometres without feeling like I'm going to have a heart attack at the end, and then I can run it without stopping and walking. Now, part of the reason for that is it is the emotional bit. I've never been able to do that in my whole entire life. So there is the emotion that it's a target, it's a goal that I've had in the past, so I really want to achieve it. Also, with this, it's going to help me lose some weight. Now, I don't like to put numbers behind weights, but it's what's going to be able to do is that I'm going to feel really comfortable and sexy and confident with myself when I'm wearing these great red jeans that I've got, because at the moment they're just a bit too tight. And when I end up in summer being able to go to the beach, is that I feel a lot more comfortable in bathers. Now, enough about me in bathers and red jeans, but that's the emotion that it's got behind me, and I can visualise it, I can see what the achievements are for me being able to run 5 kilometres. So grab your goals, your 3 goals that you want to be able to achieve over the next 12 months. And think about what's it going to give you by achieving those goals, and more importantly, what will it mean for you? And you need to make them very specific. And then we need to start looking at what's required to achieve these 3 goals. So for example, back to my fitness goal, it's not as simple as me putting on a pair of runners and going out and running. Otherwise I would be doing it already. I need to break it down and say, what do I need to achieve that goal of 5 kilometres? And make it sustainable, more importantly, so I can keep doing it. Now, I've got a few options in which I can actually look at. And that's what you need to start doing, and think of some options that you need to do to achieve your goals. One is I could start running a shorter distance, say 3 kilometres, and try and do that ideally without stopping. The second option is that I could find a friend to go running with that's going to give me some company, some encouragement, but more importantly, it's going to give me a commitment. I'm going to make a commitment to somebody else, and importantly, a commitment to myself. The third option is I could take on a personal trainer to help me with the running and other fitness activities. The fourth option is I could join a running club. So similar to some of the other options, is it's going to provide me some encouragement, but importantly, it's going to help me keep accountable and committed to my actions. Fifth, I could sign up for a fun run as part of my fitness regime. Now, all of these are great options, but I've got to be realistic. Out of all of these options, how much can I achieve in 90 days? And that's the important thing, because it's got to be sustainable. So if you overcommit, very unlikely it's going to be achieved. So after this video, I'd like you to brainstorm some of the ideas that you're going to take on in the next 90 days that are going to get you close to your goals. Now, if you have a goal that's something that you've tried before, which is like mine, for example, with trying to run 5 kilometres, think about what's prevented you from achieving that goal in the past. Think through the actions that you've committed to try and achieve your goal, but also what prevented you. So what roadblocks got in the way of those actions? Now, this is really important, as they will most likely come up again, and you don't want to repeat the same mistake twice. And also, what will help you when you're thinking these through is that when you hit these roadblocks, you'll already know what's happened, and you'll be able to take actions to get over them. Or you can change your actions at the very beginning so that you mitigate the roadblocks totally. And this is a very important part of your planning. So when you're sitting down and have a look at your actions, think about, well, what roadblocks could I encounter? Also, think about how you're going to make sure that when you start these actions that you not only commit to them, but you make them part of everyday life. So, and this is a challenging part. This is because you're going to be taking on actions and changing a behaviour to achieve your goals. You're going to have to change the behaviour and take on some actions that you've not been able to change before. Now, this is going to make you feel uncomfortable, but it's acknowledging those behaviours that you're going to have to change and taking on those actions that you're going to have to take on. And this is where the challenging time comes in, and it will take time, but let's acknowledge out of those 90 days what actions you're going to have to change or take on, and what behaviours you're going to have to change. Okay, so let's just quickly do a recap. You've got your story that you want to be able to tell me in 12 months' time. And then you've actually broken it down into 90-day goals. And that makes it a lot more realistic and achievable for you. And you've looked at what actions you've got to take, you've looked at what behaviours you're going to have to look at changing, and any potential roadblocks that you might need to overcome. It's all simple, really, at the end of the day, isn't it? If only it was, because then you'd be kicking goals already and I would not have to be recording this series. But just let's look into the next video session, and it's going to be about how do we break down your 90-day goals into weekly and daily activities to really, really kick it along and get your goals occurring. Now, I've only been able to give you the basics in this video, which will help you get started. However, if you want to know more, then click the link below and organise a personal 10-minute strategy session between you and I to discuss what you need. And if I can help, awesome. What we're then going to do is tee up a meeting to discuss how we can really blast and achieve your 12-month story. Now, if I can't help you, that's fine as well. I might be able to refer you to somebody, but we'll part at the end of our 10-minute session as friends. Is that cool? But anyway, let's click the link below and let's have a chat. But also, look forward to next week. Until then, enjoy the planning to achieve your new story and becoming a healthier busy. This is Andrea, Staying Focused Coaching. Be focused, be authentic, be you, and be awesome. Thanks.